Hello and welcome back, or welcome. If you're here for the first time, I am Teresa, Crafty Grams. Welcome to the Craft Lair. We are working on the hashtag My Daily Spread 26, hosted by Rach and Bella Crafts. And today is day 12. Talk about our favorite season and why, and layered textures is the make. So today I will be making the layered textures, and I will talk about my favorite season and why. My favorite season is fall, even though I only have this much of it here in Georgia. I love the smells, I love the colors, which is odd because I don't have any of those types of colors in my normal wheelhouse. I don't generally use orange or yellow, but in the fall time, I love them. I love the crunchy leaves. I love all of that kind of stuff. So that's my favorite season and why. I don't get enough of it here in Georgia. We just go from summer to fall like days, then back to summer. Then we have a few fall like days and then back to summer. But it's beautiful up in the mountains, regardless of how much fall we don't have. Um, so yeah, and then like I said, we go back and forth between fall like days. We don't have an actual fall. Um, and then scorching heat, and then back to a few fall like days, and then all of a sudden it's cold. I don't like the cold either. Anyway, so layered textures. I pulled out some of the prefab clusters from the chic, shabby, shabby chic portion of the massive kit that Rachel. I don't know if she goes by Rachel or Rach, but anyway, I assume Rach because that's what her name. Stop blabbering! Wow. Okay, so some of the prefab clusters, which I do love the look of, but I also love texture, which is textured layers. So for me, textured layers, um, anything layered requires book page. And so I have brought along some of my very, very favorite teeny tiny foreign language, very crunchy book page here. Uh, I believe this is Hebrew. Um, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think it is. And then laces and book page and or not book page, coffee dyed paper, and I will discuss a brilliant, what I consider a brilliant idea from I saw on um, Silver and Sparkles. That's Pam Silver and Sparkles. You need to check her out. She's brilliant. All right, let's put the glasses on so we can see what we're doing first of all before we start trying to actually cut these out. So I spent like a whole afternoon um, doing like what I call a rough cut on all of the ephemera that I had already printed out. And the rough cut is just cutting it off of the 8.5 by 11 paper, and but not actually doing this bit, the fussy cutting, because I didn't want to. I guess I have in a way anyway. I didn't want to cut out all of the pieces of every category of ephemera, which it's basically three kits worth of ephemera, because we have this, which is the shabby, and then the foundations and the botanical kits, and then they all come with, uh, and then there are three more kits of papers that are in the same categories. Right. So now that I've done a really poor job of explaining it, I have to take my watch off because it counts my uh, I don't know, whatever the flicking I do when I inking, it counts that as steps on my pedometer. Anyway, before we get into this, let's talk about what was yesterday's challenge is, or prompt was the hidden journaling under a flap. So flap, pocket on the front. journal card on the front and journaling space on the back. Really complicated. Oh yeah, that was envelopes. I did the other for whatever. There's a piece of scrap. Right. So I haven't decorated this particular flip out spread, so it's not officially a spread yet. So I'm going to put this, at least one of the clusters that I'm trying very hard to make, onto this. So what I saw Pam at Silver and Sparkles do is she made what she called a removable cluster, and basically she just took a scrap piece of paper, folded it in half, glued her cluster on the front of it, and you can remove it. I mean, genius in its simplicity, right? Okay. So I don't know that that was the right one to cut out first. So we'll just keep going. I also have some other ephemera from the kit. There's words, because there always has to be words. And, yeah, I didn't probably pull out as much as I will actually need. But I try, my new thing is, especially when I'm doing a video, trying to limit the amount of choices I give myself, because choice causes overwhelm for me. I sometimes get frozen by having too many things to choose from, and that leads to either indecision or hasty decision, and not necessarily the best choice. So, on the line of overwhelm and indecision, I have been watching. Now, I've been subscribed to 49 Dragonflies, Barbara, for, I mean, years. And I, her style is very different from mine, but she's actually brilliant and quite talented. Um, but she's doing a series of Craft Room Reset, where she asked Chat, or continues to ask as she completes things or is stumped by things. She has asked Chat GPT for help um, in doing the reset on her craft room, which has led to some. I was surprised to hear Chat GPT being sort of sympathetic to the emotional side of trying to do this reset thing, which, I mean, we're all trying to, from what I can see on the things that come up on my feed and the people that I follow anyway. Everybody's doing some kind of a craft room reset. I mean, is it the spring cleaning kind of thing? I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely a thing right now going around all the crafty channels. Um, so asking Chat GPT for help was, I, I was very skeptical. I am just very skeptical of AI, full stop. But like I said, it provided some very good insight into not only the practical side of the necessity of doing a reset, and because we all accumulate too much stuff. I mean, let's face it, we just do. Um, but also the emotional side of why we have so much, why we hold on to things, whether it's the guilt of I really should have done this, or I really wanted to do this, but it's not, you know, where I am now. And that's a lot. It speaks a lot about, or yeah, about that too. It's, your space has to be reflective of who you are now, not the past, you know, even 6 months ago or 2 or 3 months ago. You're not the same crafter that you are today. And I think that's part of why, in my particular case, I find it necessary to redo my craft room almost constantly. But one of the things that it did bring up, or that she started researching, Dana K. White, who I had never heard of until today when I watched the video. But a lot of people were mentioning her, Dana K. White, and her um, decluttering, I guess. I don't know, her theory, or I don't know, whatever. But she apparently does organizational work of some sort. And I had been doing what one of the things that she, Dana K. White, uh, does, in that I had started limiting the amount of space I was allowing myself to dedicate to certain things, which that came up big in today's, or the video that I watched today of Barbara's. You know, you have it, like in my case, I have a basket for um, you know, packaging material and food boxes and things like that. And once that's full, I can no longer collect those things. I can't bring them in no more into my craft room until some space is made by me actually using the things that are already there. So I need a drink, sorry. So anyway, yeah, that's I've been following along with that, and like I said, I'm just surprised at how uh, Chat GPT is able to glean the emotional side of it, and also to, you know, take it into account when making recommendations on how Barbara in particular should be handling excuse me, handling the reset situation. And it gives her, you know, small steps to take each day to sort of prevent the task from getting overwhelming and causing the emotional freeze that happens when we try to do things sometimes. Okay, so now that I have that, how do I layer upon it? I don't know. Well, gee, I don't know. Um, so what I am going to do, I really want to keep this going here, the rose and the, or is that a rose? I don't know, the flower and the bow. Mm, so I don't want to overwhelm that or cover it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to cover that up completely, but that didn't go very well, did it? But if I put that there and have this coming off of it, like so. Oh, I don't want something else blue there. I quite like that. I think it's very cute. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that down. I haven't used my glue yet. I tried a new, well, it's not new, but a different kind of glue I've been wanting to try. My daughter-in-law got some in a goodie bag. It's this Tombow mono liquid glue. I don't like the broad tip, and I do like the pen tip of it, but the glue itself is it's maybe just the the humidity where I am here, but it leaves um, it still feels sticky around the edges of where you, no matter how well you've mopped up or whatever, it's still, the edges feel very tacky. So I don't love it. But like I said, I do like the delivery system of it, but I already have of the small tip, the pen tip. I like that delivery end of it, but I already have things like that, so I don't need it for that. But just my little impromptu product review, if you will. And I put that on upside down, so let's try it that way instead. And then this. I like this. Oh, come on now. Yeah, I know you're a piece of flimsy fabric, but get a spine. Sorry. And this does not have to be glued here because I believe it's going to be hanging off. It's just going to be hanging on the edge. Like so. Quite cute, I think. Okay. And if I put that behind it, it then becomes a removable. Brilliant idea. Just brilliant. And it's over in sparkles. Yep. No paper clip required. Just slide it on there. And I could, ouch, that was my finger joint popping. I could see me using this as a sort of a closure method, like holding something, a flap closed, like, yeah, yep, I could definitely see that happening. Love it. Okay. And I think I want something there, like a little button, because I think I put that too high. But let's go digging in the button box. We all love a button box. I wish I had my mother's button box. All right, all of you cards got to get out of my way. I have buttons of every shape and size, and a lot of different colors. Not a lot of different colors. I have a lot of different shades of white, cream, whatever. Look at that little gray one. That's really pretty. But the holes are too big. I feel like I would have to put thread in them, and I'm not emotionally prepared for that today. So this guy, this little girl, I feel like tiny pearl colored buttons are girls. Don't ask me why. It's just the rule in my brain. That is the rule. Right, so I'm going to try this. which is just PVA glue, not nothing special, just PVA glue. And if that doesn't work, I'll pull out the Beacon 3-in-1. There, I think that's quite cute indeed. So I think this was going to be sort of like a background page. I don't want to cover up all of that lovely grunginess. This background paper and this are both from the Foundations paper kit for this challenge. And this one, I believe, is from the Botanicals. It may be from the Shabby. I don't know. I've let myself get so confused as to what is what for most of this stuff that when I did the, this is all the ephemera. Not all of this. I didn't finish the Foundations. My hand was just completely exhausted. But yeah, so that's that's the 3 ephemera kits, basically. Uh-oh. How did you get up here? That's the pin for my glue. I mean, I'm just moving on to this. I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to put this down here. I guess I'm doing all this so I can put the cluster on here. Right. And I'll probably come back through here and do a pocket and a tag or journal space on here, what have you. And then, where'd I put the little one? There it is. I'll take the little one and continue the layered look, layered textures. Couldn't think which words came first. Textured layers, layered textures. And I'm going to take some of this. I really hate to use this because this is all I have of this. But we're to the point where my basket that I keep all of my laces and trims in is very full. So I must use what I have before I can get anything new. And that is very sad. Sad indeed. Well, I guess I might have to pull out my stinky glue anyway. Come on. Don't need much. So let's not get crazy. But let's do come out, shall we? Thanks. like so. What I have in the nothing very small in this one. Woo! That was almost a disaster, a craftastrophe. I'm just trying to find something else small. Let's tickle the cat, scare the poo out of me. They just seem too big. Let's see what I have. Not much, I'm sure, in the foundations. This does come with a couple of pages of really cute, teeny tiny stuff. And these are all almost as big as the cluster itself. So yeah, that's cute. Scissors. I was looking for my scissors. Oh, look, there they are right in front of your face. Mm-mm. Sorry, I can't talk and cut at the same time right now. I don't know why. And there we are. Who knows? Who knows? I took that out of I know not where. I think the botanicals, not at all sure. And this is how things just get messed up. But you know what? It's okay. Because they all go with everything. That's the idea. Okay. Let's see what we have in the line of pockets here. I like that red flower with the pink roses. Oh, let's see about this one. That's quite cute. Quite cute. My hands are very twitchy these days. So yeah, I completely did this entire page backwards. You know, well, yeah. Normally you put the background bit first, and then the pocket or whatever, and clusters are essentially last. But hey, it, it got there. It's getting there. And there's no hard and fast rules saying that things have to be done. This step comes first, and so on and so forth. So I'm just, breaking all the rules if there were any, which I'm pretty sure there were not. The only rules in junk journaling are have fun. That is most definitely what I love about this, because in my previous life, everything was all about order and predictability and all of that stuff from my Catholic school days to nursing. Everything has steps and order, and no chaos allowed. And as my own personality is striving for perfection, which just doesn't exist. And so, yeah, learning to let go of all of that is quite liberating. I still struggle with it, but doing this crafting has definitely given me the grace to just make pretty stuff. With even my other crafts, like, knitting and crocheting, it all has patterns. And cross stitch, definitely, rules and orders and squares and, patterns and rules to follow. This one, not so much, which like definitely gets me into trouble because decision making is sometimes overwhelming for me. But oh my gosh, I am loving this. Like even the chaos of the too many patterns. Like I was, you know, uniforms. And my mother had an unwritten rule where you didn't wear more than 3 colors and definitely no 2 patterns. Yep. So there you go, Mom. Sorry. I'm looking for something now for here. I actually probably should be looking for something to go into the pocket, like, a tag or something. Journaling card. I love these. I don't know if it's going to fit in there. If it does, it's going to be a tight fit. So I may just make something, or I may just use that. That's super cute. Super cute. That's what super cute stands for. Super cute. It's not, I didn't print it on sturdy enough paper, but I can always back it onto something later. Okay, so now let's look for some decorative elements. I think I know what I want, but I can't locate them right at the mo. That's a bit big. I could put that there. Oh my gosh, that's like too perfect. Like, look at that. Very cute. Where did I put my watch? I hear my alarm going off. And I must stop it. Only it's not on the watch. Why is it not on the watch? I mean, anyway, never mind. Okay, let's get this guy cut out and inked up. That alarm is for me to remember to feed my cat, but since he's sound asleep over here, I think we're all right for a little bit. He has had one meal today, so don't think I'm trying to starve the poor boy. They eat around lunchtime, and then again, well, around 11ish, and then they eat again in the evening. Well, no, Penny doesn't. My dog doesn't. She eats once a day. That's what they say dogs prefer, but well, I don't know. What do I know? Or not that they prefer it, but it's better for them to eat just once a day. But I don't know. I don't know. My nursey brain says, like same with humans, small infrequent meals keep your metabolism steady. And, why wouldn't it be the same for animals? I don't know. But, I am not the dog whisperer. All right, come here, you. Stinky glue. Why am I doing this on the journal page? Why do I keep doing that to myself? I'm just asking for a catastrophe to happen. Why am I doing that to myself? Come here, you. You go there. Right. Now, come on out of there. Beacon 3-in-1. It's what I usually use for fabric and lace and such the like. I need to, I would like to start trying to use my hot glue for this kind of stuff more, but I don't really have a safe place to set it where it will be handy and not dangerous. So that's my problem with it. Come on. And the only reason I'm using the 3-in-1 on this is because it is going back down on that lace. Like so. Just snip this off here. Like that. quite cute. Hmm. Sorry, I just love using fabric and lace in this shabby chic environment, or whatever you want to call it. Eclectic. It's eclectic. I mean, all of this time it's taken, and I'm only going to have one page to show for it. But you know what? That's okay. It's all about having fun in the process. I really want that to not fold back. Put a bit more glue right there to see if I can flatten it out. Right. Now glue the whole thing down. Right. Okay, I really like that. I'm really liking this page. Super duper cute. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, that was a long drawn out version of today's prompt, which was layered textures. And I have a lot of layers and textures in there, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, what's going on here? I was so concentrating on the top, not getting folded under. This got folded under. For the love of Mike. Well, it's just going to be that way now. Right. So, thanks for watching. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Stay safe and do some crafting. See y'all in the next one. Bye.